Welcome to Envision. I'm Deanne Conrad here with Dr. Brian Maher, our superintendent in Sioux Falls Public Schools. We were talking about communication. This is something that is a very important piece for you and for me as the communications professional and the community relations supervisor. Obviously, I have an equal stake in this. And this evening, we're going to talk a little bit about the communications audit and what that really looks like, what communication looks like in our district, and why is that important to you?
Right. Well, a whole lot of reasons. Number one, when I interviewed a little over a year ago now, I talked about the importance of communicating, and when I think about that, I think of communications from, if you think of a pool, you throw a pebble into that pool and then you get the ripple effect out from there. And I think everything that we do starts at a board meeting and then ripples out from there. Now, you may be talking about, in some instances, a summer school project that we have going, and we'll talk about that at the board meeting. And then how do we communicate out to other administrators, to other teachers, to other employees in the workforce here in the school district, to the community, to the United Way, to everybody that has a stake in what we're doing in the summer. So how do you get that circle of communication broader and broader and broader and broader? Because we all know, we've all been in those positions where we say, nobody ever told me that. And my goal is to put people in a position where they can't honestly say that. Nobody ever told me that. Sure. And we're certainly not there yet. I don't know that we ever will be. But communications audit really is to just say, how are we going to communicate? What is that going to look like?
A good succinct way to say this is how we're carrying our message. And in our community or in our strategic planning, one of the focus areas is community engagement, staff engagement, and making people feel connected and feel like that their voices are heard. So that this kind of plays into that as well in terms of getting the community informed and helping them feel like their voice is heard.
You're exactly right. There are really a couple of methods to communicating. One is, are we getting our message out? And that's probably the easiest piece. The other piece is, are we truly listening to folks that want to talk to us? Are we listening to community leaders and making sure that we're part of the community ecosystem? Are we listening to our teachers about what's going on the front lines? Are we listening to our students? So what sort of inputs do we have as well, I think are really critical.
And those ideas will come forward in the communications audit, and folks can look online to find out the ways that we're communicating. But the point is, of course, if you're just communicating one way, it's really not communication. It's just blaring and blasting out the information. The communication happens when there's listening that goes on and allowing people to provide that input.
Really, and really, if you think about it, it's no different than what you see in your family homes, or what we hope you see in your family homes, and that is communicating around the supper table, and then from there, how was your day, get the input, what's going on this weekend, you align schedules, and that's part of the family. It's similar to that. It's far more complicated, far more complex, but it's similar to that in how do we get those meaningful inputs? How do we get everybody around the table to share? And then how do we put communication pieces in place? Thank goodness we have you in your department to help with that.
All right, wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing information on communication. It's something we'll continue to improve upon in the Sioux Falls School District. Thank you for joining us.